Okay, spiral throwers, welcome back. Recording in 4K today, hope it works. We're gonna talk a bit about breaking in a ball and the options you have. Some of you guys have asked, how do you break in a ball properly? And there's a couple ways you can do it. The easiest way is just to play with the balls, honestly. Take a ball like this, the Wilson F2000, fire it around outside, kick it around with your buddies. No guarantees on what the first few hours will feel like, but after a while, you get that leather starting to warm up a little bit. This has been brushed and drilled. This is probably what it looked like when it first came out, something similar to that leather anyways. Wilson bakes in a lot of leather tack and stickiness to their balls during the manufacturing process, which is great. It makes it easy for guys like you, guys like me, to take a brush to it and break it in if you want, or play with it and break it in, or go through with a power brush or whatever. You don't need mud, you don't need all that stuff. But as a sort of disclaimer here before we talk about different ways to break in a ball, your mileage may vary. Every bit of leather is different. Every manufacturer is different. Some want you to use conditioner and tack and this and that. You can mud or not mud. The climate where you are may make a difference. There's a lot of things that could go into or be a part of an equation that doesn't net you the result that you want when you break in a ball. I've done this a few different ways over the years, as I've mentioned in other videos: shaving cream and wet rags and brushing and waxing and rolling it around in my backyard and playing with it and all these different things. The results are always pretty good, but they're different. They do vary. Let's talk about the first option, easiest one. Like I said, play with it. Take it outside, kick it around, break it in, throw it with the boys. It'll break in over time, though it'll be a little bit slower, and the first time you use it, it will not be game ready. No doubt about that. These balls come in a condition that is not so friendly to throwing, certainly not friendly to catching, especially with gloves on that you see every week. Even guys in rec leagues wear these gloves now. This is not going to stick well in those gloves, period. The ball is hard. It's not very soft. There's lots of wax and tack, and the leather is just not really ready to be caught or thrown. Second option is the brush. The brush from Wilson comes with the tack bar. It's pretty good, honestly, and it's easy to use. There's a couple of pros, a couple of cons. The pros are that if you're one of these guys who's obsessed with details of the ball, you don't want to brush on the stripe, for example. You don't want to brush on the foil, for example. You want to stay away from the laces or whatever. The brush is the easiest way to do that. The downside is that you probably don't have this at home already. This is, more coarse than a horsehair brush. You can kind of hear, if I put near the mic, what those bristles sound like. And it's not super expensive, but it's also not free. It's about 30, 40 bucks here in Canada, maybe a little less where you guys are. You can get these on Amazon. If you want to stay away from certain parts of the ball, this is the brush. This is the brush to use. And this is the method to use. You won't dirty the stripes or anything like that. It saves you having to tape over laces, tape over the white stripes or leather stripes on a GST. The other way that you could do it, and the way we're going to do it today with the Duke, is let's rip this off. Do I need to cut that off? Probably should have done this before I started the video. With the Duke, we're going to do this, and I think it's not a bad way to do it. This is like impossibly difficult to get off. I probably should have done this before I started the video. Anyway, the other way you could do is with a drill. And this drill that I have has a brush kit that I got from Amazon that really I bought to do like the clean shower grout, bathroom grout, because I don't like scrubby stuff. So I just take the drill and go all around and up and down and whatnot. But you can see it's a little red because I've been using it on this ball actually a little bit, among others. It's just about as coarse as the Wilson brush is. And I think if you look at the power brush videos online, the brush consistency is probably something like this. And this is just a Milwaukee drill that I got in a kit. It's not super expensive. Again, though, not cheap either. And so if you're really looking for a cheap option, it's either playing with your buddies or grabbing a horsehair brush from like Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada, CVS in the States. It's not coarse. It won't break in the ball very well, but it will at least get some of the tack and wax into the ball. This ball just opened today to make the video that came out on the channel about this ball, or will come out on the channel about this ball. This has not been touched, not been brushed, not been waxed. You can see here lots of still break-in. So we're going to do the panel next to the logo panel, and then we'll do a little comparison. So I'm just going to maybe speed the video up here, maybe not. I'm at least going to mute it while I do this because this is going to be loud. And we'll do this panel and compare it to some of the others with the brush. All right. So I'm just taking the brush. You can either go straight on like that, or what I like to do is just get the ends of the bristles on there, run it just like it was a power brush. So let's do a quick comparison here. There's the panel we've been brushing on. You can see already you're getting a lot of stickiness there. And when you compare it to the other panel, what do you notice? That wax and tack starting to go into the ball. Big difference in the way it looks. Big difference in the way it feels. This feels a lot stickier than the other panels do. Keep going and see if we can't get this thing really shining. Very, very shiny compared to the other panels, right? You can see that very clearly in the light. This looks just kind of dull, this logo panel, and this one starting to really feel like you could maybe throw and catch it. Still a lot of work to do on this ball, but that's just a quick demo on ways you can do this a little faster than using the brush. Now you could wear, goggles or safety glasses doing that. Maybe you should. I don't ever do it. And if you're really, like I said, a spectrum dweller type, I don't know if anyone says that anymore, 2024, but if it really is like an obsessive thing for you, you may want to avoid the logo. Though I will say that having done a lot of brushing on this over the logo, both with the drill and with the Wilson brush, it's fine. You're not going to damage logo. These things are built to last. You see this logo on Sundays, and I guarantee you that 25 Saquon Barkley touches are going to be way harder on this ball than the drill or the brush could ever be. So yeah, enjoy your break-in process, man. Nothing is fast, but between the speed that you can get with the drill, the way the drill, I think, heats up the leather a little better, the brush, compared to the manual brushing, you get this done in about a day or two. And, you could condition it and darken it and mud it if you want and do all those things. And before you know it, you got a ball that's playable. So yeah, there you go. If you have any questions or you want to know more about the drill or the kit that I bought, let me know. I'll put it in the comments for you. I don't have an Amazon reference link. I'm not going to referral link, I should say. I'm not going to get one. I don't care that much. I just want you guys to enjoy the break-in process the same way I do. It's part of the reason I really like the leather footballs, is because breaking them in and seeing the difference in the feel, ball to ball, and during different processes really does make a difference. One other thing I'll leave you with, for the shaving cream boys, okay, and the wet rag boys, don't do it. Shaving cream dries the ball out for sure. I've done it with GST, with the GST. The other GST that I have that I didn't use that process on feels better, is softer, has better grip, and is much easier to throw and catch. My receivers like it a lot more. And as a receiver myself, I enjoy it. As far as quarterbacking, it's much easier to throw than the other one. The wet rag thing where you're taking away quote unquote packaging material or whatever, no, it's wax and tack that Wilson bake in as part of their process. Don't wash it away and then have to reapply tack. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So do this. It's easier. It's faster. It's cheaper, maybe most importantly. And yeah, enjoy. Till next time. Happy throwing.